Welcome back, everybody, to another episode here of Gregtech Community Edition Unofficial. Last time we did stuff and things, made that generator. That took way longer than expected. Was a little bit frustrated with that. But we did get the rest of the stuff prepped up for those Tungsteel coils. And I got some uranium triplatinum dust up and ready to make some of those EV superconductor wires as soon as we get done with this. We do have to come down here after we grab something from up here. I have in the extractor, I've already done out all the nichrome. Oh. Got a problem. This is empty. Nope. Give that back. It's a little hot, guys. Wait. Hello? Let's go see if we can find another cell that'll work. Didn't realize it was going to be so simple. That's my mistake. Didn't say anything about the stainless steel, so let's look at our cells really quick. Totally didn't think I was not going to be able to. We need a tungsteel cell. Are you kidding me? How much is that one? Oh boy. We need 8 tungsteel. Are you joking? Is there literally no other way to carry this around? I know there's buckets we could use, but we gotta have to... I'm just gonna use buckets at this point. I don't know how many we're gonna need, so I'll just grab a couple. Need quite a few, actually. 5. Should be pretty much on the money there. Do we have any buckets in here still? We do not. And we are right there. So, buckets. Now this is precisely what laziness will bring you. Just a fair warning. Because now I also have to reset this up. So we'll be right back. Alright, we are back down here. We just need to get into our EV assembler. Place all of our buckets in. Toss all of that in. And that will slowly, 25 seconds per, get our coils. Now, I did also want to discuss something, which is why I stepped away from those machines for a second. So I was looking in the Discord for this mod pack. I think it's just for the Gregtech Community Edition Unofficial mod itself. And not just this mod pack. But I barely recently joined the Discord myself to kind of just take a look and see what's going on with updates and stuff. They posted sometime late last week. I want to say this was probably Thursday. Might have been earlier, might have been later. They plan on updating this mod to the latest version of Minecraft. So I don't know if that means they're going to continue updating this mod pack here, or if they're going to try to convert it to a 1.19.2 mod pack, or what. But the one disappointment that I've really been having this entire time has started since the uranium finding, that there's no reactor. I was really hoping and looking forward to getting my hands on some sort of nuclear reactor and trying to learn that stuff. But, of course, it's not in this mod pack. Like, looking up anything about nuclear reactor, nothing. Nuke, fission. Like, there's the fission reactors somewhere. Or is it fusion reactors? It's the fusion reactors. However, these do not make energy. They are not, like, trying to make energy with, like, a neutron collider. They are simply things to use energy to mix two chemical liquids together. They're basically like a super advanced chemical reactor almost in the way that they function. And because of that, they don't generate power. And I was looking forward, like I said, to being able to am I wrong? Fusion Reactor Mark 1 is a large multi-block structure used in fusion elements and heavier ones. It can only use energy hatches. Its buffer increases by and has a maximum. Okay. Yeah, so it's saying exactly what I thought, is that it's used to make other things. It is not used to kind of sad in my opinion. It's not used to do any sort of power generation. And I don't think we have much of anything for power generation after any of this. Because if I look up any sort of generators, that's what we get there. Engine. We got gas turbines. We got, yeah. So I'm just kind of like wanting to get into other things, to make other things. When I looked at this before, I just wanted to double check to make sure there wasn't like an update that I didn't look at when I first updated the mod pack, because I had to. But there's just nothing much else to learn besides just doing the crafting recipes back and forth, and it's becoming extremely grindy. And the other thing is that I know I can make one more tier of this, but once I get to that next tier, I just have to be mass making more and more and more of these to be able to account for the power once we start getting here. So one of these will produce one of this power, then we need 4 for this one, 16 for that one, and a whole stack to produce a single power unit for this. And so it just kind of becomes a whole thing where it just doesn't, with these not having very much in the way of quests to kind of help you understand what's going on besides just getting to the next thing, and it not telling you each thing you can do in this era, just doesn't kind of feel like there's much left to do with the pack. And then on top of that, the announcement of the update was kind of like, well, I don't know if they're going to keep updating this mod pack or if they're going to really focus on the new one, which from the sounds of it, they're probably going to focus more on the new mod for the next era, because because the way that the message was worded, it sounded like they've been working on it for a while, getting a lot of the stuff ported over, and well, it's not quite ready for play. They do have some sort of mod that you can download to try it out with, where much of the stuff has been converted, but they're still working on it. So then the question becomes, if they've got the mod up and running, how much time are they going to take on making a mod pack with it? So just a bunch of questions and possible disappointments and unknown factors. So I think I'm going to wrap this up, like this series up, with this episode, and I definitely going to keep the world in case they do update, because I don't mind continuing, but at the same time, I probably might as well just, can the series and then let it continue somewhere else. Like, maybe restart once they've done some more updates to it, because they might have changed the early game a little bit. Who knows? So, we did get our Tungsteel coils up and made. I'm going to go around back to this backside of this machine really quick. Get some stuff pulled out, because I've been working on some more nichrome. Just so I have it, but obviously we don't need any more currently. But then with this one, I can speed it up with helium. So I do want to go get the circuit in the back, as well as... Oh, that's not right. Helium put in here. And then, just like always with every upgrade, just remove the coils. Place down the new ones. And we got our brand new Tungsteel reactor size coils. Now we'll come around back, go ahead and pop these in, and we will start getting 34 seconds, which is going to be a little bit delayed because it isn't quite getting the power it needs because there's no buffer. Finally found out that's exactly why it does this when you haven't fully upgraded it to an EV input energy hatch, is that there's no buffer to it. And if there's no buffer to it, then it will lock up every couple seconds. Whereas when you have the proper hatch, like the HV, it inputs 2 HV, so there always will be the buffer. Whereas it takes time to store up the buffer once we're doing the double, so it's got 2 of the HV ports instead of an EV port, and because of that, all 4 energy points get used to make the one, and there's no backlog or excess stored. As we can see here in just a second, I think it's processing out our very first uranium triplatinum ingot. I will go and make this into wires, because this is going to be our first stage, in which will take 10 seconds for this wire, but this is our first stage in which we bump from 4 amps that are allowed to go through the wire to 6, which is, again, a significant, nice jump, because that means that you can, again, need less doubled up wires in the system, because they can function and take in more amps per wire. Now, that ends up actually getting us a couple different things done. So we can detect that. This one talks about the Greg Ecality multi-block add-ons and a couple different things with that. And then we've got our very first wires. Well, I made those, but yeah. Kind of feels a little bit bad to be canning the series with a little bit left to do, but there's been a lot on my mind about this, especially with that possible mod pack change where I was just kind of like, well, I've been really wanting to do something with nuclear reactors, and the fact that that's just not going to be the case was so disappointing that I've been contemplating on ending the pack from there. But I think this is all I'm going to do. I'm going to stop being such a downer here and go take my time trying to figure out what else I'm going to do. Because I want to make sure that I do keep recording. I don't know what to record next. But thank you guys for joining me. Hope your day goes well. And we'll meet you next time when we find out where we're going to next. Bye!